Okay, here we go. Hey, everybody. For anybody who is paying attention, or sorry, I should say anybody who is tuning in, I'm going to start my next session here. I just had to reconnecting my D20 here, just making sure it works. It is not set up quite properly. I just need to make a little adjustment, apparently. See what the issue is. So these things, if they're not set up properly, when you roll it, whatever's on top of the die will not be the right thing. Roll this again. Should be a 5. Okay, now we're set up. Alright, last time Berham, who is now the only surviving party member here, recruited a new party member, Leocadia, another thief. This time very archer focused, because I just think that's going to work a lot better here. So we're dealing with a longbow using thief. Otherwise, still basically a thief. We were in the process of see what we got. So yeah, we do have something here set for these guys should we need them. So Berham and Leocadia were making plans to head north again for Berham, first time for Leocadia, to deal with the bandits at the bridge, retrieve Egil's body for proper burial, and whether it's the same trip or not, the plan is to make their way to the home on the island of Ernesto of Clan Gygax, my magic user, possibly a master, probably a master because he has an apprentice. So I think as someone with an apprentice, he's got to be at least level 7 or 8. So Ernesto would be at least that. So when we last left off, they had found a couple of retainers, and I kind of broke the rules a little bit. So I'm actually going to be making some rolls here at the beginning. So they found these retainers to work with them. They had no money to pay them up front. To me, that means these guys are probably going to be somewhat unreliable, because they're not going to risk their lives without guarantee of payment. They've been told they'll be paid afterwards. But also, generally in the retainer rules, you also have to pay for their equipment, weapons, armor, whatever. So the two that they hired, or convinced anyway, to do this are both town guards, and they were convinced that maybe they should just this once it was okay to use their armor and weapons for that they have as members of the town guard for the purposes of this side hustle, basically. But I realize that they're guards, they're townspeople, they live here, they are probably going to be talking, and the town guard captain Iden, I'm just going to double check that, make sure I got that right. Yeah, Captain Iden of the Port Cyric Town Guard. I'm thinking there's a really good chance he's going to hear about this and put an end to it before it even begins. So my session notes here, I've already recorded the question here. So the fake question is, does the Town Guard Captain hear about this and put an end to his men's involvement? I'm thinking this is nearly certain. So we are on a chaos factor of 4, which actually brings the chance of a yes down a little bit. But there's still a pretty good chance. Chaos factor 4, nearly certain, means a 75% chance of a yes. So I'm going to roll the dice. Absolutely yes. So our prior to, so again, we don't even need the retainers or anything. So basically I'm saying prior to their departure, Captain Iden enters the Lone Rose Inn, finds his men all suited up, ready to go with to join Berham and Leocadia, and he walks in and he says, "Gentlemen, I understand that you are planning on using the town's property in helping these adventurers." "I don't know what you're talking about, Captain. We're just here for a little drink." "Don't give me any of that. Get back to work. Get out of there. Back out of the inn. Go back to the barracks with you." And Captain Iden looks over at the adventurers. He says, "And you two, do not attempt to recruit my men again. They have a job here. They are not to be going out gallivanting with the likes of you. Good day." And there we go. Okay. Okay, so instead, Berham and Leocadia are going to be setting off once again on their own, and we're going to switch over to the map. I don't even remember if I ever moved that, but we're basically back to the map here, heading off in the plains here. And I do believe we need a bit of a check here. First of all, we'll test the scene, I guess. So I'm just looking at something here regarding rules as well. Where did I pull the rules from for wandering monsters? I think it was this up to, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so chances again are 6 of having a random encounter as they kind of head to the north. They set out the following morning, heading north toward the bridge. I think, you know what, I'm just realizing I should probably reconnect one of our D6s here. I'm going to try to quickly pop in here, add a die, and see how easy that is. See how easy it is, and apparently it failed. Okay, let's try that again. Yes, repair you. There we go. Now we got it. Okay. Set these aside again. Okay, so they set out again. Plains wandering monster check, roll a d6. 6 will be an encounter, no encounter. There we go. 8. Hold up. I don't know why that thinks I rolled the d20. Seems to be slightly confused. Definitely seems to be slightly confused. Alright, now it's picking it up. It seems to be better connected. Whatever the case, the 8 was not correct. It was actually a sorry, a 4 that I rolled, so I'm sticking to that. Regardless, the d6, the next one was a 2, so 2d6. Oh, I see. I think it accumulated 4 and 4. Anyway, the dice have still some issues. There are no encounters on the road until they get to the bridge. Actually, I'm not even bothered checking the fate chart to see whether things are whether there's an interrupt scene or anything. The real question now is, we'll go back to our fate chart. Are the bandits still guarding? Like, are the bandits at the bridge when they arrive? And I'm thinking it's very likely, which is a 65% chance. That's a exceptional though. So not only are they not at the bridge, they have moved on from the bridge, taking all of Egil's belongings with them. Is Egil's body anywhere to be seen? I'm thinking this is unlikely. They probably would have tossed it. 33. We're below chaos factor, and that's a double, which means a random event. Very unlikely. That's a no. I haven't remember how the random events work. I need to check that. Where's the rule for this? If you roll a double digit, the single digit value of that number is equal to or less than the chaos factor, current chaos factor, then the random event happens. Sure. Okay. Egil's body is nowhere to be seen, but this also means a random event triggers. That's quite possibly bad. Let's find out. So, back here to choose the random event. So, random event, focus, we'll start with first. 81. Well, at least that's PC positive. Okay. That's good. So PC positive is good. Okay, we'll check our modifiers here. Oops, modifiers. We'll start that. We'll see about getting a random event going. So 23. Continue. 36. Continue goal. Okay, PC positive. Continue goal. Oh, that's good. So let's do quick. Go over to the adventure list here. Their goal at the moment, they've got a couple. Avenge Egil's death. As part of that is bringing back Egil's body, as well as recruiting an additional, recruiting Ernesto's apprentice. Let's roll a d6, and we'll just kind of split those up between I'm saying between avenging Egil's death and recruiting Ernesto's apprentice. 1 to 3, the first one, 5 to 6, the second. So it has to do with recruiting. So the random event is that they find a young man along the bridge. As they approach the bridge, the young man stops, looks over to them. He's carrying a staff and, you know, wearing kind of wizard robes type of thing, and he looks over. He kind of raises a hesitant hand. He says, "Greetings. Are you bandits?" Berham looks at him. Leocadia kind of looks back and rolls her eyes. And Berham raises a hand. "No, good sir, I am no bandit. I am a cleric." "Well, that's better than a bandit. We had a bandit problem here on the bridge. They seem to have left." "That, my good friend, is very unfortunate. We were hoping to, well, deal with the bandits that were here. They murdered a friend of mine." "Oh, I'm very sorry." Yes, thank you. Due to your robes, I assume you are a magic user, a wizard of sorts." Yes, sir, I am. I am apprentice. I'm still fairly new in learning, but I live back at. I live on the island here, back at my master's home. "You must be the apprentice we are looking for." "Yeah, you're looking for me?" "Yes, good sir. Yes, perhaps we should meet with your master. We have a proposition." "Oh, a proposition that involves me?" "Yes. Could we please meet with your master? He is Ernesto of Clan Gygax, is he not?" Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely. We can make our way. I'll show you the way." And the apprentice begins to joins them on the road and escorts them to the Ernesto's home. So here's kind of what I was thinking of. What is Ernesto's home? Because I'm almost thinking like either it's going to be something like this big wizard's tower, or it's probably or the flip side of that is it's going to be possibly a small home, a hovel, almost like a cottage or something. Do we have something for descriptors that would work here? Domicile descriptors. Okay, let's give that a shot. We just have the one table. Yes, I'm just going to make sure there's nothing better here. Yep, that probably makes the most sense. Domicile descriptors. D100. This is a mythic table here. 51. Magnificent. Yeah, it's a tower. So yeah, no, it's definitely a tower. So I actually had some ideas for this. Give me a moment. So I don't think it's here. I'm gonna pause the recording for a sec. Okay, good to go. So what I was doing, I've been using a lot of artificial intelligence to kind of generate images for me, and I've generated. Actually, I believe I need to add a folder here. All these handouts for now, and we're gonna can I drag this down past the retainers? Set that up. Then we'll drag this in here. And then on the north coast, we have this long kind of peninsula path heading out further into the water with a magnificent tower, you know, at the end. So they've hiked several kilometers, like a few kilometers. Ivory colored tower, and there we go. Not the background isn't going to necessarily be of match everything, but that's what we're dealing with. I'm going to need to pause for another second. Okay, they finally come to the tower and make their way across the peninsula. You know, water on each side. There's still plenty of room. It's not, you know, ridiculously narrow that they can't walk across it. You know, there's still plenty of room. It's wide for people, and they make their way to the tower. And Rowan leads the way, and he approaches the tower, and he says, "This is the home of my master, Ernesto of Clan Gygax. Welcome." Welcome here. Allow me to get my master. And Rowan brings them inside the front foyer, and it's large and open. There's a spiral staircase that kind of leads up and up to the next floor where they can't see much further. But Rowan kind of starts climbing the steps and disappears shortly afterwards. So Ernesto, who actually I also kind of created an image for. So we have Ernesto of Clan Gygax, a very, I don't know, some kind of cross between Gandalf and Raceland or something like that, versus Rowan, a young but apparently quite handsome young magic user. And Ernesto walks down the stairs again. He has a staff with a big jewel at the top, and he walks down the stairs with each other. Every couple of steps he plants the staff on the stairs. He's not really in any hurry. Ernesto finally comes to the bottom of the stairs with Rowan trailing him, and he looks at the party. "Good evening, adventurers. I understand you are here with a proposition regarding my apprentice." Berham steps forward. "Yes. Good day, Ernesto. My name is Berham. I am a cleric in the service to the god Bratama, the Life-Bringer." "Yes, I am aware of your god. What is it I can do for you, cleric?" "It's less about what you can do for us, and perhaps something that your apprentice can do for us, and we can do for him. We are seeking adventure, righting wrongs, and seeking to help people. in this land, and we would very much like to bring along a magic user, someone trained in the arcane arts. You wish to make my apprentice into an adventurer? Yes, dear sir. Rowan, do you feel ready yourself to accompany these adventurers? Yes, master. I do believe that I am ready. Yes, I do believe you are. I wholeheartedly agree. You will need to return periodically, as your powers increase, which will be much quicker on the road than here in the tower. You will need help. You will need further additions to your spell book. I want you to come back here every so often, probably about once a level up. And I shall help you. We shall ensure that you have what you need to continue your learning. Do you understand? Yes, master. Yes, I will absolutely return. Excellent. Berham, when do you expect to set out? As soon as your apprentice is ready. He has a name, cleric. My apologies. As soon as Rowan is ready to move on. Understood. Does he offer them a night here in the Wizard's Tower? I'm thinking that seems nearly certain. Chaos factor of 4. For a second there, I wasn't sure that was going to come up right. So that's a 17. So yeah, that's a yes. Oops. Ernesto offers them rooms for the evening while they prepare. Now, of course, this is still early. It's, probably possibly midday. So Ernesto takes them in and feeds and cares, basically feeds and waters them for the day, and they'll move on in the morning. So I'm gonna just kind of close that. I'm gonna pull this thing aside for a second. I probably don't really have anything here, but I'm going to do this. Perhaps a little dot would make not entirely sure what just happened there. I might need to zoom right in here. And even that might not work. Cool. Okay, we need nope, it's going to be way too sorry, try this again. that a little bit more. Oh, that did not work. That worked though. Take this. I'm thinking I'll make this 3 lines then. And we'll put that in there. And then take these and we throw these onto the map layer. And we have slowly filled out our map that much more. Cool. They spend the evening preparing, and then in the morning they're ready to set out. Ernesto says his goodbyes to Rowan, wishes him luck, and reminds him again that, you know, he needs to return about every level up to gain more spells. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck with whatever's in his spell book. So I'm probably going to go along with that whole idea. When the wizard levels up, he's not going to automatically gain new spells in his spell book. He's going to have to return to Ernesto. All right. The next morning, the party sets out toward Port Cyric. Is there a random encounter? It probably wouldn't necessarily be on the island, although it's possible. But is there a random encounter between there and Port Cyric? And we'll roll the dice here. That is 2. That is a no. It's a 6 only that's going to do that. So they return to Port Cyric. No sign of Egil's body. By the afternoon. Now, I mean, we're talking 5. Each hex is 5 kilometers, so even if it was like, you know, if we're measuring Port Cyric on the coast, even if it was like 7, 8 kilometers one way or whatever, it's really not too bad. You can... Perhaps adventurers weighed down a little bit aren't going to walk 5 kilometers an hour, but it's really not that big of a deal. The paths might be a little winding or something. That's kind of what I was thinking as a possible issue. So I'm actually going to kind of come in here and I'm going to do this. I know that probably doesn't work very well because it kind of covers up my let's try something else. I'm going to go to the map layer. I'm going to select this. We're going to bring that to the front, and then I'm going to make that bright red. Red gonna work? Yeah, a little sketchy. Bright yellow. Alright, let's go with that. And then back to the token layer. And the only thing that should be on the token layer is this. They return to Port Cyric. Okay, and I think we're going to... The scene will end there. In fact, our session might end here. I think our session's going to end here. I'm just going to grab all of this stuff because we're going to be continuing. We now have Rowan. Our next scene is going to be something else. And I think our chaos factor dropped to 3. That means less of a chance of a yes as we kind of go along, and less of a chance of chaos ensuing due to testing the scene. Considering what we're up to or what we're doing here, that's not a bad thing. So they've now okay. So the party, we have a 3-member party now. What do we all have here in terms of our characters here? So we have Leocadia, a level 1 thief. Oops, that's not what I want. Yeah, well, that is a generated image. Her combat here, she's got 5 hit points. Her primary weapon's a longbow, but she does carry a sword and dagger for up close and personal. Rowan has a dagger. I'm pretty sure I gave him a staff, but he can't use it. Yeah, he carries a 2-handed staff, but it's more for walking. He's completely incapable of using it due to being a magic user. He's young, he's 18. He does carry a dagger, but otherwise, he has his spell book. He has 2 spells, and I haven't really decided what he's got memorized, but I'm thinking I have decided. Prepared is the sleep spell. Now, he's only got 1 spell use per day. Sleep is a very powerful spell, so that's a good one to have there. And finally, we have Berham, kind of more or less the leader here. Cleric, he does not currently have spells. He's got to get to level 2 first. Sorry. And his weapon of choice is a mace. Now he is all armored up and carrying a shield. So I forgot to look at hit points here. Rowan's hit points are 4. I rolled max on there. It was an even thing, so I actually did roll just a maximum. Berham's hit points are 5. Berham has no adjustment either. And clerics get a D6 for hit points. So yeah. So again, I kind of sticking to kind of like very old school, you know, a little harsh on the players kind of rules where we are rolling 4 hit points. That's kind of why our initial character didn't make it too far, and why our second character, the fighter, didn't make it too far either. Both of them had a whopping 2 hit points. But for now, I think that's going to be it for this session. I think maybe this week I'll be playing a little bit more. I think I have a couple of evenings where I've got the opportunity maybe to put some more time into this. For now, though, it's getting well into the night, so I'm probably going to just give it up for now and come back to this during the week, possibly even tomorrow night. Alright, so if you are watching, cool, thank you. Hopefully I'm not boring you. Hopefully this is somewhat entertaining and you get a sense as to how I do things when it comes to solo RPGs. But otherwise, for now, take it easy. Have a good one.